Louis Gossett Jr. quotes George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and those guys get to do those ocean films together and make a major statement, get to make money together and make a relevant statement. Imagine if myself, Denzel Washington, Lawrence Fishburne, James Earl Jones got to do the same thing and make a statement as well. Imagine that. What did I think Louis Gossett Jr. meant? Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. Black Hollywood and white Hollywood are different. You don't see black talent of the same tier caliber using the same films. Now, Spike Lee had Denzel Washington and Wesley Snipes together, Mo Better Blues. Wesley was on the come up though. He hadn't hit his prime, his peak. Denzel too. But usually when cats blow up, they don't have that luxury. They're not at the same ebb and flow. You never seen a Denzel Washington and Will Smith in a movie together with Halle Berry. Could you imagine all the ones that won awards all together? Which ain't that many, but just say it. Could you imagine them where they're in a, like Tyler Perry gets those budget films, but he never has anybody that's top tier black in his movies because A, his films are corny and they have a low budget dialogue and he goes looking for to getting people off the most trims of the trims he can get. Imagine how that works because you never get to see an Eddie Murphy with a Spike Lee in a movie. Why was that? Why we missed out on top tier talent of black directors working with top tier black actors? How come Denzel Washington and John Singleton never did nothing together? How come that was? How come you didn't have um I don't know. I gotta think who I want to put together. Why you don't get Samuel Jackson in the movie with Michael B. Jordan? Co-stars. You just gotta kind of wonder how these things don't come about. But then there's no mystery. They don't put the same budget for black talent and actors as they do for white actors and what have you. So Clooney and Pitts, that's not no surprise. They get to do what they want to do. You don't get that kind of situation because it doesn't allow it. I know exactly what he meant. Like you imagine if Louis Gossett Jr., who won an Oscar, with Denzel won an Oscar, and you got Fishburne, James Earl Jones, and film together, and just to kick it and breeze it, well, you don't have to be the token black figure like Morgan Freeman had to do quite often in some of their movies. Just think about it, because there is still this singleism that is being pushed, that has always been pushed, and I think it was a good quote that he made. Now he was a very open individual by how he saw things and he thought, a certain totality. However, he did make relevance to that. He made it a point about the difference of the standards, which is true. The labels and the film industry, what have you, they don't see you as equals. And they don't just let you be buddy buddy for fun. Unless of course they got a co-star. They get do like Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, or Ice Cube is driving and the hottest black comedians on the side. But where y'all all just together as filmmakers, like y'all created a film together where y'all all were just as one, that don't happen. And that was a valid point that Louis Gossett Jr. made. Because the cream of the crop of black actors don't get that luxury as their white counterparts. That's a Hollywood thing, and it's been there since time immemorial. It's gonna probably always be there. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Shit, if you like, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm a one-time page.